Hey everybody, welcome to Bura. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about the June free Unreal Engine content. Alright, welcome back. Before I start this video, I want to make sure that you like and subscribe. The number one reason why you subscribe to this amazing channel is to get the money-making trends before they go mainstream. So, if you don't know, the Unreal Engine puts out free content every single month. And one of the things that's happened to me is that I've actually purchased this template here. And I'm going to be talking about that last just because it's an awesome template. So I actually paid money for this, but it's free for the month only. And I highly recommend that you download this one. Of course, it's all free. You need your own account, but you should definitely do that here. But let's take a look at some of the items in here. So one of the things is this item here, and this will allow you to make procedurally generated items along splines. It's incredibly useful. Last month there was a plugin that allowed you to kind of throw things around to make scattered levels. But if you look at this here, it's very awesome. You can do all of this procedural stuff. Like if you were to think about it, to put in all these slabs, you'd have to put them in one by one, but this tool makes it much easier. You can also, if you're making something like a deserted city here, you can add in these you can add in kind of scattered papers here, but there's a bunch of different options you can add in here, and they're all very awesome. So, you can see that there's a lot of these geometric type things that you can do. And what I highly recommend that you do is learn how to make good levels using this kind of technique. If you can make an aesthetic that uses this, your level designs will be a lot easier, right? So highly recommend that you use this. Of course, I recommend that you get all these here. But the next one here is a stylized forest. And, if you want to make a kind of open world game, this is pretty good for you. There's not a ton of content in here, but there's enough to make at least a good forest path or some kind of level here. And remember, if you don't think that you're going to use the stylized forest this month, might have a brilliant idea next month that you'll use it here. The next one here is an underground subway here, and this is pretty cool if you're making some kind of something that requires a dirty subway here. And if you look at this, it looks pretty good. Again, it's free, so highly recommend that you use it here. And you can also see that it's modular, so you can make your own levels too. And if you don't know what modular means, it means that you can take all the parts and build them together like Lego. Very awesome. Next up here, we have these low poly robots. And if you're making some kind of strategy game, this works out really well here. If you're making some kind of game where you can control robots, this is obviously for you. All right, so if you look at this here, there's different colors, and they're all emissive, which is really cool. If you don't know what emissive means, it means that they emit light, and it's a very cool feature within Unreal here. In fact, it's probably one of the easiest things that you can do. All right, so I'd highly recommend downloading this. And if you look at it, there's a lot of really cool items here. You can always take a look at the exact details here, but I highly recommend that you download this. Last but certainly not least is, again, I own this one here, and I think it's absolutely one of the better plugins here. And I also think that story adventure games don't get enough love personally. I like playing them. If you've played the Stanley Parable, I highly recommend that here. Of course, this is built off of Life is Strange, but nevertheless, this template is extremely robust. It has a lot of really fleshed out features, and you can see here that there is new games. You can load games. It has all of these different qualities, different resolution qualities and image qualities, and just setting that up alone would take me a day or two, believe it or not, just to make sure it works and to test it. So just even that alone is good here. But it allows you to pick up, look at a book. It also allows you to edit into a journal here. Very good. It'll play cutscenes here. So if you actually download this, you'll look into it and you'll be able to play a cutscene. And you can. There's a ton of different options here. It's really good. I was so impressed with it, I actually paid money for this here. And there's also an option to play dialogue here, and it's not necessarily It's not necessarily a bad thing about this particular template here. It's a little cumbersome the way that it's set up. So if you're making like a really heavy dialogue game between characters, it might get a little bit cumbersome. It's better for stuff where you're like picking up this, like where there's like a single person picking up objects. It's a little bit better for that. Now I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that this part is a little bit trickier, but that is again a little bit more of a limitation with the engine itself. There's probably a better way to do it, but nevertheless, I do highly recommend downloading it. I like this. In fact, I like this so much I paid my own money for it. I can't remember how much I paid for it, but I really wish I had gotten it for free. But that is, well, just life. Okay, so I highly recommend that you download this one. You get pretty much all of these because they're really good here. In fact, I think I was actually going to buy this one too, believe it or not. But well, good thing I didn't, because now I get it for free for the month here. And of course, please be sure to like and subscribe to this channel. One last thing before I go is that the Unreal 5 early access is available. And I should also mention that the Unreal Engine changed their logo and their website. I absolutely love the blue look, and I think it's quite amazing that the new website is really good. I like this video here. I think it's quite awesome. But you know, this website's a good way to do website here. And if you're looking to make a really high-end websites, I would just look at the way they designed this and try to reverse engineer everything here. But if you look at everything, it looks amazing. And you can download Unreal Engine 5. I did download it. I'll probably do another video about that soon. Please again, stay back to the channel, because we are doing a Kickstarter with Unreal Engine content soon. And the Unreal Engine 5 is quite good. It's not that 4 was bad. In fact, 4 was really good, but they've pretty much improved everything that you wanted to improve in 4, and then made 5 a lot better. Now, one word of warning about that, though, is that if you look at this here, one of the big things about the Unreal Engine 5 is that the level of detail is huge. You can almost have unlimited triangles. When I say almost, I mean there's obviously a limit, right? But you can almost have unlimited triangles and unlimited detail. And the only thing about that, though, is that you do need a pretty hefty system. In fact, my computer can barely run this, right? And I kind of need a new computer to run this stuff. So you do need quite a bit of a hefty system to do this kind of stuff. But if you've been following this channel, you'll know that I've mentioned that Unreal Engine might go to the cloud. And if it goes to the cloud, that is going to be absolutely amazing, because then you can work on your iPad, your phone, any computer you want, as long as you have an internet connection. So whether or not that's going to happen is we'll see if it happens. I remember a long time ago, and this is a very, very long time ago, that one of the big things that the gaming industry was trying to do, and that everyone was trying to get funding for, was while your game was downloading, you'd be able to play the first level. Now, you can actually do that today. You know, when you download a huge new game that's like gigabytes and gigabytes of data, you can actually, you know, play the first level, and it says, you know, there's a little marker that says minimum download. And you know, that wasn't always a thing. That, you know, I remember that to be able to do that at all was impressive, and it was just on the cutting edge of technology. Because, you know, packaging, like once you make a game and you package everything, you know, it's really difficult to package that level in a way. Now, of course, game engines are so good these days that you don't really need to think about that much. But like, you know, 10 years ago, it was a big issue, right? So again, download everything. A lot of this stuff is not, and I should just mention here, by the way, like for example, I can't run this in Unreal Engine 5. It is still early access, and it's probably either alpha or beta at this point. It's definitely not a full release yet, and it's going to be released sometime in 2022. And I'm going to be talking about Unreal Engine stuff because I think it's absolutely amazing. But the other thing I should probably mention before I go is that this developer here has the first-person story adventure, which is basically the same thing as the third person, but it's the first person. So if you're into story adventures, you know, and you need a first-person view, it's practically the same thing. It's not exactly the same thing, of course, but it's practically the same thing. And if you want to do a first-person view instead of a third-person view, you're more than welcome to do that. In fact, I might even just purchase this now. Of course, if I purchase it, it's going to be free next month, of course, but that's a joke. But anyway, nevertheless, the other thing that you need to understand about, again, this story adventure template is that since you're using a third-person character, it will be absolutely amazing with MetaHuman. Okay. So if you don't know what MetaHuman is an editor that will make you this kind of realistic people. And I remember doing this in 2009, and I really wanted this exactly I needed this exact project, this exact functionality, and it was just so difficult. In fact, going into Unreal 3, it was almost impossible well, I shouldn't say almost impossible. We needed a team of people to use animation. Now it's very easy. And then remember that all of these humans you see here are digitally generated. And I'm just floored that you can actually do that. We're getting to a whole new level here. And the other thing about MetaHuman and the Unreal Engine is you're going to be able to rig it up. And that might not seem like that big of a deal, but it's absolutely huge. If you've been in gaming and made games for a long time, you'll understand that rigging something like a character model is incredibly difficult, but the Unreal Engine makes it easy. Now, of course, it makes it easier than it has in the past. It still takes work, right? It's not just like, boom, boom, and you're done here. But, it will get easier. And this MetaHuman is absolutely amazing. So I would probably download this one just because you can kind of use it with MetaHuman a little bit more versus the first person. But then again, there's been games like Firewatch, and there's a few others that are in the first person view. So it's a little easier to make a first person game. And if I were to say that 2 or 3 years ago, it would have been quite a bit easier to make a first-person game, but now it's only slightly easier. You don't have to go make the objects in MetaHuman, but again, even if you want to have a conversation, you can make all of your NPCs in MetaHuman. It's incredible. I really like it. It's amazing. So again, that's kind of the update on the Unreal Engine. So if you don't already know, get the free stuff here. And then you should probably download Unreal Engine 5. Keep in mind, it does take quite a bit of time to work. And then last but not least, take a look at MetaHuman. Absolutely amazing. And also, please be sure to like and subscribe. We are launching a Kickstarter with Unreal Engine content next week, so please check back for that. I'll be making a whole separate Burtech video about that. And if you really like this channel, you can just basically buy our digital products down below because we don't do a Patreon. But it really does help us out when you pledge for the Kickstarters. Can't stress that enough, all right? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video.